Hey guys, this is Tanya Bishop here with Tanya Bishop Sells Real Estate. Please check out my YouTube videos. Up and coming, I'm going to take the market by storm. So here, I'm working late night. It's what, 10:56, and I'm over here working because I have a lot of people. I know a lot of people, and so lots of people call me, hey Tanya, I'm looking for rentals, I'm looking to buy, and I am happy to help everybody. So I decided, okay, while I'm here, I'm going to address, because I get a lot of people looking for rentals, let's address this right here. Okay, boom. The elephant in the room, for rents. So we're going to talk about my people who are looking to rent a home. Okay, so this is the time after graduation. Everybody's in June. You know, June is slow, and in July it's beginning to pick up. Okay, I already know, and I'm going to be busy. And so let's go ahead and get you ready now so we can work together smoothly through this process. So this video is going to be about people who are looking to rent. So a couple of things we want to knock out. We want to get this dealt with right away. I can help you find a rental, and if I do so, then here's what we're going to do. When we see these signs right here, we're going to drive right past them, because chances are, if you're asking me to help, I have a list out of my own inventory that I know that is I've already spoken to the agent or will speak to the agent and know that the property is still available. Okay. And if I am working as your agent, guess what? I'm going to do all the work as far as finding out what your property entails, negotiate on your behalf if it's necessary to do so. I'm going to make sure that we understand the lease agreement that we're signing and address your concerns. Now, I'm sure there's a lot of savvy people out there when it comes to looking for a home, but then there's a lot of hindsight 2020. If I had known this and if I had known that, so let's address that right now. Okay, so if you're dealing with if you see the sign, chances are this is a for rent by owner. So what does that mean? That means that you probably don't need to solicit my services as a real estate agent, because this person is not going to want to pay the fees. Now remember, if you hire me as your real estate agent, you don't pay me any fees. The broker, the cooperating broker will pay those fees. Now, however, to make this process, now I don't get paid a whole lot of money on rentals. That's not my concern. I'm happy to be the agent to service the people in my community. So if you're looking for rental, guess what? I want to be the person to help you find that. Okay, so that's my job. So anyway, let's go through this and make sure that we're going through a smooth transaction. So if you hire me, then you want to drive by the for rent by owners, because they're often a headache. They're not going to want to work with me. Okay, now if you hire me, here's what comes with me. In the process, I'm going to help you understand the application process, because oh yes, it is there is a process in for rent. And if you're hiring me, it's because you're probably looking to rent a bigger home in a nicer community, and these are often held by private owners. What does that mean? Nowadays, the private owners are becoming very stringent with who they are allowing to reside in their properties. One, because we already know the history of tenants and landlords and how destructive some tenants have been in the past, and how landlords are, it's two ways. Some landlords can be horrifying as well. However, for the most part, landlords have gotten stung by a lot of tenants, and so therefore they want to make sure that the people who are living in their homes are qualified. And it's the application process, which the application process will oftentimes have an application fee. So you'll see the application fee for starters, or typically they can start anywhere from $50 to up to about, I've seen as high as about $90, okay, per person, per adult that is living or in the household. So with that being said, now here's what I have come across when dealing with a lot of folks. that during the application process, a lot of tenants go gun ho, and they go ahead and they fill out these applications and they submit the monies for the properties, only to find out that they have been denied. So how do we prevent that from happening? I've had several clients go and submit not just one application and turn in an application fee, but I've had my clients, but people who've come to me after and have submitted 2 and almost 3 times. So they have lost, let's just say the application fee was $50 and they submitted 3 times, 3 different places, and got 3 different denials. That was $150 lost. So when working with a realtor, how do we prevent that? Well, number one, if you're not qualified, you're not qualified. My job is to see if you are qualified to possibly rent the home. How do we do that? Well, first, things that you're going to need, okay? So if you're looking to rent from a private owner, if you're looking to rent a home, typically what I've seen, if you're working with a realtor and the house is listed with another real estate agent, they're going to be looking for qualified tenants, in which that they're going to ask for credit history. They're going to ask for your background check. They're going to want to see proof of income. They want to know if you can afford to pay the home. A lot of times they want to see in the bank 2 to 3 times the income more, over the rent amount. A lot of landlords have been asking to see a credit score of 600 and above. Now, I know that sounds a little bit much, because if you can qualify, if you have a 600 credit score, then you probably can qualify for a home. Well, there's, different landlords have different requirements, but for the most part, you're going to have to need a background check, credit check, and in your credit check, there's room. Different landlords, like I said, different requirements. They may just want to see how well you are paying your bills, if you are even paying your bills. If you're late, how many bills are you late? So there's room to see, because some good people have had some situations, and so credit may not be in the best standings, but they just want to know that you're not going to just not pay the rent. So how do they do this? By what I'm telling you, they're going to want to see your credit report. They're going to want to see, they want to know your job history. How long have you been on the job? Your income. They're going to want to look at your monthly income. These are 3 things that you have to be willing to provide, so that we can present to the landlord and let the landlord say, hey, okay, this seems to be a qualified tenant. He makes the amount of income we're looking for. His credit score may not be up to par, but you know what? Sometimes when the credit score is not up to par, the landlord may ask for a bigger deposit, in which legitimately so they have the right to do so. So, but these are things you're going to come across when trying to rent a home. So to get ahead of the whole, to make things smooth, if you want to work with me, I'd be happy to help you. Copy of your driver's license is always good to have. Have this information readily and available, so that when I do present to the landlord's agent, hey, I have a tenant, and I've shown that agent that my potential tenant is qualified, you are going to probably be a little bit more ahead of other people who are just filling out an application and just giving in their fees. So have the information ready and available, so that when we do go out looking, I know that you can afford the home, so we're both not wasting time, my time, your time, anybody else's time, but have that information ready. And also just, also know the neighborhood that you are wanting to go into. So if you have small children, things that should be taken into consideration is if they want to stay in the same school district. School district is important. Like I said, if they moved from one area to another and they want to stay in the same, that's good to let your agent know as well. always stay within the range, the price range that you could manage. If you haven't rented a house before, there are things to consider, like in a house, going from an apartment to a house, bills. There's going to be the bills, the water bill, the light bill, the heating, and all of that is a lot more in a home than it is in an apartment. And there's a whole lot of things to take into consideration when looking to rent a home. But home associations, so if there's a lot of people that I come across that need to, you want to make sure that the area that you're living in can accommodate your lifestyle. So if you have a work van, you need to know whether or not the subdivision will allow you to park your work van there, and etc. So these are things I can help you with. If you have any questions regarding looking for a renter, don't hesitate to call me. This is what I'm here for. I am your neighborhood realtor. I enjoy doing this, and I enjoy helping the people here in my community. I service the Lawrenceville, the Duluth, Grayson, Snellville. These are all my areas. This is what I am around this all day long. So don't hesitate to reach out to me. Ask me any questions you may have regarding a rental, because this video here is in regards of renting through a private seller. So happy to help you. Again, this is Tanya Bishop Sells Real Estate. So my next video coming up will give you tips on what to look for when buying a home. So I hope that this has helped you as far as the rental process, and any more information you may need, you can always reach out and give me a call. Okay? Have a good night.